tell me about yourself. Well, my name is Jeffrey Vargas. My hometown is Woodbridge, Virginia. I attended Bluefield University where I obtained my bachelor's in business with a concentration in accounting. And at the same time, I was also part of the football team at Bluefield. What's your greatest strength? One of my greatest strengths would definitely be my determination. Sorry, I'm somebody who is willing to learn and also achieve goals. What is my greatest weakness? One of my greatest weaknesses will definitely be my communication. It's hard for me to actually say a full sentence without mumbling or stuttering, and there's a reason for it, which I believe, which is me being bilingual. Me knowing Spanish and English can definitely be a benefit, but at the same time, in my in myself, I think a lot or overthink or cross words, and that's something that I consider weakness. Why should we hire you? Y'all should definitely hire me for what I just mentioned, my determination. I'm a team leader. Also, at, during my time playing football, I was a team captain. So definitely that would be something to look up to, in my opinion. Why do you want to work here? The reason I want to work here is for the location, and it's also ways for me to grow outside of my hometown, and also ways for me to learn something new outside of where I was born and raised. What would your coworkers say about you? Something they would definitely say about me is my work ethic and my organization too. Also, as I mentioned, leadership and the way I lead compared to others. What do you like to do outside of work? Something I like to do outside of work is definitely um, cook. And that would be definitely like the inside, like at home activities. But outside, I mostly like to jog, like to work out, and keep my mind, sorry, and my body active. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I definitely see myself in 5 years obtaining my CPA. That's something I consider that's like one of my goals, and that's something I want to work throughout those 5 years, and that will definitely lead me to a better job and a better rank as manager. Describe your leadership style. Well, I'm definitely a vocal leader. I also like to listen to others' opinions, either with my fellow coworkers. Sometimes I get loud, but there will be reasons for it. Either if the work's it's not being done, or it's not properly handled, as I would want to be it. Tell me about yourself. Tell me a time you showed leadership. So, time that I definitely showed leadership was the time um, when I was playing football, and we definitely needed to score a touchdown. And as an O line, I was also playing center, so a center is also considered like the captain of the O line. So I was making sure my fellow teammates knew which was their assignment or their job, so we could actually like had a chance to score a touchdown. And sometimes I feel like I get loud, or I like to curse a lot, but that's the style I was given. Now, not saying that I'm a curse in the job, but I like to have a strong voice and make sure my voice is known. Tell me a time where you were successful on a team. As mentioned, there was a game where we had to score a touchdown. We actually did it, and every single one like agreed on what I said and made sure. And I had to check and make sure we were on the same page. Sometimes fellow teammates were down or were like getting beaten, as said. but I make sure to, keep them hyped up, keep them motivated, and make sure that none of my fellow teammates wasn't like unmotivated or felt defeated. Tell me about a time when you made a mistake. I feel like I make a lot of mistakes, especially when as mentioned, that I cuss a lot. And that's something I also believe I need to work a lot. Um, Sometimes like people take it the wrong way, and I totally understand it. And it comes from first from me as being a leader, and that's something that I definitely like believe I need to work a little bit on, either in life, professionally, or aesthetically too. Tell me about a time you worked with a difficult person. Well, I had throughout my football career, I had definitely chances to work with like persons who had a lot of attitude or didn't want to listen to. And what I personally do with those type of persons is just stay away from, but make sure like I say something first, so they could actually understand what's either the team's goals or my vision of trying to do stuff. Either they like it or not. I was the team captain, and team captain has a role differently from the coach. So I would just definitely be, making sure that I was on the same page. If we were doing the same exact thing, doing it well, but at the end of the day, I had the end voice, and that's my coach. But as a coach, if I'll be the coach, I would definitely like had to either kick or fight or make sure the individual with the attitude had to leave. Tell me about a time you created a goal and achieved it. Well, that definitely comes way back in high school. My goal was to go to college, and either athletically or as a regular student. And I achieved it by getting good grades, hanging out with the right people with the right mindset, and that's definitely like I feel it was a way for me to like get into like Bluefield or some other college if I was going to go to Bluefield that had good academics and a good reputation and a good ways for me to grow. Tell me about a time. This is the same question. Sorry. Tell me about a time you surpassed expectations. Well, definitely. One example would be sorry again about the full mentioning the fall team, but it would definitely be in football. So in the fall team, we weren't known as stretching that like as a team as other teams do it. But once my junior year, we had spring season, and the first ever practice we had, I made sure my whole O line, or like the group I work with, was gathered together 30 minutes before practice, and I made sure that they stretched as a unit. So I would just like go around and make sure everybody was focused and active and stretching. And stretching is a big thing in football because if you don't stretch or if you don't like properly know your body, you could actually end up hurting yourself. Tell me about a time you handled pressure. Well, definitely I handled a lot of pressure. And sorry for not mentioning it, but my position was offensive line. To be exactly, I was a center. So either I handled a lot of pressure in that amount of time throughout the season, knowing about the counts, knowing about the plays, and that's something that throughout times when I was able to handle it, I was able to also handle myself and pressure too.